All right, get ready, because we are going deep into the world of TATANKA.
TATANKA.
This AI artist who just dropped this double album
Oh, yeah.
called Sierra Clubbing.
I know.
It's a lot.
Yeah, a double album from an AI about nature?
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot to unpack, right?
It is.
And honestly, when I first saw it, I was like, did they just love being in the recording studio that much?
Right. Let's just keep going.
But then it gets really interesting. It does when you start to dig into how TATANKA's creator, because there's always a human behind the curtain, right?
Always gotta be.
Uses this whole fraternal twin concept for the album.
Yeah, and that's what's so fascinating here.
Yeah.
How they use that concept. You've got Blue Spinel and Red Barrel,
Yeah.
each distinct yet intrinsically linked, just like, fraternal twins.
Yeah, it's such a clever parallel.
It is.
Because at first I was just like, 2 albums, really?
Do we have time for this?
For an AI artist, even if...
But the symbiosis idea, that's when it clicked for me.
Yeah.
As I kept reading, and I was like, oh, they're using these albums to mirror how everything in nature is connected.
Yeah.
Like clownfish and anemones,
Exactly.
They need each other.
Yeah, and the creator talks about how, they were doing all this research on twins and nature, and it felt very forced.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until they kind of took a step back,
Yeah.
allowed their mind to wander a little bit,
Right.
that's when that aha moment hit them.
I love those.
Don't you love those?
They're the best.
Just kind of come out of nowhere.
It's a good reminder for us, though.
It is.
Sometimes you need to embrace those tangents to make those connections,
Yeah.
especially with something as intricate as this album.
Yes.
And speaking of intricate, let's talk about these album titles.
Okay.
Blue Spinel and Red Barrel.
Yeah, what about those?
Those are some rare gemstones. Those
Okay.
aren't your everyday diamonds and rubies.
Not your average, birthstone, right?
Exactly.
But you're right, they're not.
Yeah.
And I think choosing those specific gemstones is very subtle,
Oh, yeah.
but impactful.
Yeah.
It's like saying that Earth's resources, they're precious, just like these rare gems.
Yes.
It's a nice little kind of a gentle nudge
Yeah.
to consider that value and preservation through a different lens.
And that's where I think this deep dive gets even cooler.
Okay.
We're not just talking about 16 tracks of generic nature sounds here.
Okay, all right.
TATANKA goes deep,
Okay.
exploring 8 different themes throughout this double album.
8, wow.
Yeah, I'm talking conservation, climate change, environmental justice, the whole 9 yards.
The gamut, okay?
Yeah.
And each of those themes, it's like a facet on that rare gemstone we were just talking about, reflecting a different aspect of our relationship with the planet.
I like that.
How's that?
Yeah, no, I like that visual.
Okay, good.
So let's start with conservation and protection.
Okay.
Which is all about safeguarding our natural spaces.
Right, not just for us to enjoy,
Yeah.
but for future generations as well.
It's like that saying, we don't inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children.
Exactly.
Right.
Nailed it.
And I feel like TATANKA captures that sentiment beautifully in tracks like Beneath the Boundless Firmament.
Ooh, Beneath the Boundless Firmament.
Which, based on the description, has this really lush orchestral sound.
Yeah.
It's evocative of a redwood forest.
Ooh, I'm already imagining myself walking through Muir Woods just based on that title alone.
Right.
I bet it's incredible.
And then lyrically, it leans into this reflective storytelling.
Okay.
So imagine lines like, in twilight's hush, where shadows dance and play amidst the whispers of a bygone day.
Wow, it just evokes such a sense of reverence for nature's power, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And I know you're a big classical music fan.
I am.
So I bet those orchestral elements in Beneath the Boundless Firmament are just next level.
Oh, I'm sure they just elevate the entire listening experience.
But then you've got Ashes and Acorns,
Okay.
which feels more intimate,
Right.
more folk-inspired,
Correct.
just based on the title alone.
Yeah, and the musical description backs that up. Think rustic, atmospheric folk,
Okay.
hinting at themes of rebirth and resilience.
Ooh, I like that.
That's like if you imagine a forest after a fire, seeing those tiny little green shoots pushing through the ashes,
Oh, wow.
that's what it makes me think of.
Yeah.
It's a powerful metaphor for the enduring strength of nature.
So we've got conservation, but what about the elephant in the room, climate change?
Right. The big one.
Yeah.
Well, TATANKA doesn't shy away from it, that's for sure.
Right.
Climate and energy, that's the next theme.
All right, let's dive into that.
Why?
What kind of musical journey are we talking about here?
So imagine a track like Ballad of the Dawn's Glow,
Okay.
brimming with optimism, using these driving rhythms, almost like creating this sense of progress.
Okay.
Like the sun rising on this new era of clean energy.
I love that.
And lyrically, you might find lines like, as morning breaks and darkness fades, a new era dawns with renewable shades.
I love how they're using the music to evoke that feeling of hope. You know, it's like
Yeah.
they're saying, hey, this transition might be challenging,
Right.
but we've got this.
Yeah, I love it.
But then flipping through the track list here,
It's okay.
Sparks of Transformation feels a little bit more urgent, a little bit more, I don't know, intense.
Oh, yeah, definitely more intense.
Yeah.
More raw, gritty, you know.
Okay.
Think about lines like, in the depths of earth, a secret sleep, lies a power source, ancient and deep, but at what cost?
Ooh. Okay, chills.
Right.
Literal chills.
It's not just a song, it's a call to action,
right.
you know, urging us to really confront those consequences
Yeah.
of our dependence on fossil fuels.
It's amazing to me how TATANKA can blend these contrasting emotions
It is really interesting.
to offer a realistic but hopeful perspective on climate change.
Yeah, and that's what's so important,
Yeah.
to show both sides of that coin.
But this is just the tip of the iceberg, right?
Whoa, we are just getting started.
Where do we go from here?
Well, this is where TATANKA takes us from a place of reflection to a place of action.
Ooh.
And you might not like everything you hear
Okay.
because we are diving straight into environmental justice.
All right, let's do it. Environmental justice.
Yeah,
Now that's a heavy hitter.
it is.
It's one thing to talk about conservation like in the abstract, you know,
Right.
but when you start to bring in the human element,
Yeah,
the stakes feel a lot higher.
they do. Because it's about recognizing that environmental issues, they don't exist in a vacuum.
Right.
They disproportionately impact marginalized communities.
Yeah.
And often, those are the same communities that have the least resources to kind of address these challenges.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a complex issue.
Yeah. And it's not one that TATANKA shies away from either,
No, they don't.
which I appreciate.
Yeah.
In fact, the curse of consumption with that sea shanty vibe
Oh, yeah.
feels especially poignant. In this context,
Sure.
it's like they're using a traditional genre,
Right.
one that's often associated with hard labor and exploitation,
Right,
to
exactly.
shed light on these modern-day environmental injustices.
It's a brilliant move.
Yeah.
When you think about it, I mean, sea shanties, they told stories of hardship,
Yeah.
of the struggles faced by sailors who were at the mercy of these really powerful forces.
Right.
And in a lot of ways, that really resonates
Yeah.
with the experiences of communities who are grappling with pollution,
Yeah.
climate displacement,
Absolutely.
limited access to clean resources.
Yeah, and that connection is so evident in the lyrics, too.
Oh, for sure.
Like lines like, in the shadows of progress where the forgotten roam lies a toxic legacy.
It's powerful.
That's not just a song.
Right.
That's a call for awareness, for accountability.
Yeah, it's TATANKA saying, hey, this is happening,
Yeah.
and we need to talk about it.
And that's the power of this album to me,
Yeah.
is that it doesn't offer these, like, easy answers or platitudes.
Right. It dives headfirst into the complexities of these issues.
Yep.
And uses music to evoke that visceral response.
Absolutely. But it's not all doom and gloom.
Right.
TATANKA also celebrates, you know, the resilience of the human spirit,
Okay.
the power that we have to create change.
Right. It's like they're saying, here's the problem, but don't despair because here's what we can do about it.
Exactly.
And that kind of brings us to the next theme here.
Okay.
Biodiversity and wildlife.
All right.
This is where I think TATANKA's musical range really shines.
Absolutely. It's like a sonic tapestry
Okay.
that reflects this incredible diversity of life on Earth.
I like that.
You've got tracks like Legacy of Awe,
Okay.
this epic folk rock ballad.
Legacy of Awe sounds like it could be the soundtrack to like a nature documentary
Right.
in the best way possible.
In the best way. Exactly.
Like I'd be watching that.
It evokes that sense of wonder,
Yeah.
you know, reminding us of the interconnectedness of all living things.
And lyrically, it really grapples with the impact humans have had on the planet, both positive and negative, you know.
Right.
It's about acknowledging that responsibility
Yeah.
as stewards of the natural world.
It makes you think about our place in the grand scheme of things,
It really does.
you know?
It does.
And speaking of intricate connections, we've got the weaving of existence.
Oh, the weaving of
No?
existence.
Is it as whimsical as the title suggests?
It is whimsical, but don't let that fool you. There's some depth there.
Okay.
That sea shanty influence comes back a little bit.
I was wondering about that.
It adds that element of journey,
Okay.
that collective experience.
I like it.
But lyrically, It's really emphasizing that biodiversity is key
Yeah,
to a healthy planet.
it's true.
It's like each species is a thread, and together they create this intricate tapestry of life.
Ooh, it's a beautiful analogy.
It is.
It speaks to TATANKA's ability to take these really complex scientific concepts
Yeah.
and make them, I don't know, accessible, engaging.
Approachable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered conservation, climate change, environmental justice, and biodiversity.
Laying it all out there.
What's next on this eco-musical journey?
Get ready to rethink that gross realist, because TATANKA is taking us straight to the heart of sustainable living. Okay, we're talking zero waste, conscious consumerism, the works.
This is where it gets personal, right?
It does.
It's one thing to listen to a song about saving the rainforest,
Right.
but changing our daily habits,
Right.
that takes effort.
Yeah, it does.
So how does TATANKA make sustainable living, less preachy,
Mhm.
more, I don't know, listenable?
It's all about finding those relatable entry points.
Okay,
Take, for instance, turning of gears.
okay.
Musically, it incorporates industrial sound effects,
Yeah.
creating this sonic representation of the shift
Okay.
from gas guzzlers to electric vehicles.
Interesting.
It's like you can hear the transition happening in real time.
Wow, that's such a creative way to illustrate that concept.
It is.
It's not just about the lyrics.
Right.
It's about using the music to create that immersive experience.
Exactly. And then there's Waste Not, which just cuts straight to the chase with that title, doesn't it?
Yeah, no.
And this one's much more stripped down, acoustic guitar driven,
Yeah.
which gives it a really personal, almost conversational feel.
It's like TATANKA is sitting down with us and being like, hey, let's just talk about this.
Yes.
No judgment, just a genuine conversation about how we can make more conscious choices.
I love that. And I think that approach is so crucial because, let's face it, nobody likes to be lectured to.
No.
But when you create a space for open dialogue, for exploration without judgment, that's when real change can happen.
Absolutely. And speaking of change,
Yes?
buckle up.
Okay.
Because TATANKA takes us on a rousing detour
A detour.
through community and activism next.
Okay. All right. From personal reflection to collective action.
I love that.
Let's do it.
This is my jam.
Oh, yeah.
It's one thing to be aware of these issues,
Right.
but it's another thing entirely to feel empowered to do something about it.
Totally.
And I feel like TATANKA knows how to ignite that spark.
Oh, absolutely. Community and activism.
Yeah.
It's all about harnessing that power
Okay.
of collective action.
Yes.
They dive into grassroots movements,
Okay.
highlighting how even small local actions
Yeah.
can ripple outward
Okay.
and create a global impact.
I love it. Okay, so which songs on the album really capture that spirit?
Roots of Revolution. That's a must listen.
Okay.
It's got this anthemic quality, like something you'd hear at a climate march,
Okay.
And the lyrics emphasize that you don't have to be a politician or a CEO
Right.
to make a difference.
Yes.
It's about everyday people coming together,
Yeah.
demanding change.
It's giving me goosebumps.
I know, right?
Just thinking about it.
Makes you want to get out there and do something.
I know. And knowing your passion for community gardening,
Yes.
I bet this theme really resonates deeply with you.
Oh, it's a good reminder that we're not alone in this fight.
Yeah.
There are so many incredible individuals and organizations
Right.
working tirelessly to create a more sustainable
Yeah.
and just world.
Absolutely. And then there's a Verdant Vigil, which feels both evocative and informative.
Yes, I love that.
Based on the description.
It's that juxtaposition.
Yeah.
Let's feel inspired, but let's also, arm ourselves with the knowledge and the
Yes.
concrete ways
Yeah.
we can take action.
I love that it's like they're saying, yes, let's feel inspired, but let's back it up with action.
Exactly.
Okay, but TATANKA doesn't stop there
No, they don't.
because they know that real change requires systemic shifts,
Yes.
which is where policy and advocacy comes in.
Ooh, getting serious.
Okay, things are about to get real.
Yeah,
This is where we go from planting trees to challenging those in power.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so walk me through this theme.
Okay, so New Course of the Storm, perfect example.
Oh.
Really powerful anthemic energy, like something you'd hear at a rally.
Okay.
Lyrics are all about, demanding better from our leaders,
Yeah.
urging them to prioritize climate action.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
But then there's The Reckoning, which sounds a little bit more intense. Yeah, just based on the title.
Oh, yeah, it's a whole vibe. Think like psychedelic shoegaze rock dirge,
Okay.
calling out corporate greed, demanding accountability
Wow.
for environmental damage.
TATANKA is not holding back.
No, they are not.
It's like they're saying, we've tried the polite approach. Now it's time to, like, raise our voices
Right.
and demand action.
Exactly. And it's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Coming from this AI artist.
Yeah, because you think of AI as not having emotion.
Exactly. It makes you question those assumptions a little bit, right?
Yeah,
About AI being devoid of emotion or conviction.
it's true.
But here's the thing. They don't leave us in a place of anger or despair either.
Okay.
They bring it all home with international cooperation.
Okay, so we're going global.
We're going global.
Tell me more about this final theme and how it all ties together.
It's not so much about, like, a hopeful solution, and more so about acknowledging that these issues, they're interconnected.
Right.
We're all sharing this planet.
Yeah.
It's going to take all of us
Yeah.
to address these challenges effectively.
We're all in this together.
Exactly.
And what better way to convey that message than through music?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Universal language.
That transcends borders and languages.
I love it. And they bring it home with the Conspiracy for the Earth, this epic, inspirational, kind of like folk rock anthem.
Wait, a conspiracy for the Earth? That's
Yeah.
brilliant. It's like they're reclaiming the word conspiracy
I love
and turning it into something positive.
Yes.
Something that unites us rather than divides us.
Exactly. And musically, it sounds like they use every instrument under the sun,
Yeah. Yeah.
soaring piano melodies, anthemic vocals, the works.
Wow, what a way to end this album.
The perfect ending to this incredible musical journey, wouldn't you say?
It's not even just an album, it's an experience.
It is.
It's like we've gone on this journey with TATANKA, exploring the highs and the lows.
The hope, the despair.
Yeah, the challenges, the possibilities.
Exactly.
And here's the thing that blows my mind. It doesn't end with the music.
Right. There's more.
There's more. TATANKA's website
Okay.
takes this whole experience to a whole other level.
Okay.
Because they've created this whole ecosystem around this album with this website.
Okay.
That's a treasure trove of information on all things environmental.
So it's not just like, go listen to my music. There's more to it.
They're giving you concrete ways
Exactly.
to take action.
Love that.
So, like, if someone's listening to The Tempest's Gift and they're feeling super inspired by the lyrics about renewable energy,
Okay.
they can go to TATANKA's website and
Yeah.
dive into a whole section on Germany's energy wind
Yeah, I love that.
or Costa Rica's success with renewables.
It's brilliant.
It's like this feedback loop between art and action,
Yes.
between feeling inspired
Yeah.
and gaining the knowledge to turn that inspiration into something tangible.
It's like they want you to walk the walk,
Yes.
not just talk the talk.
Whoever created TATANKA needs a standing ovation.
For real.
This is like next level activism.
It's amazing.
It's using art to ignite that curiosity
Yes.
and then providing the resources to satisfy that curiosity.
It makes you wonder, can AI-generated art inspire real-world action?
That is the question.
Right. Big questions.
Can it be a force for positive change?
Right.
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have the answer.
It's a big question.
But I do know this.
What's that?
𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧
inspiring.
And it's a testament to the power of creativity
Yeah.
to make a difference.
Beautifully said.
And we love to leave our listeners with something to ponder.
Of course.
So here it is. If an AI can create art that moves us,
Okay.
that challenges us, that makes us want to be better stewards of this planet,
Yeah.
what does that say about the potential of technology
Oh,
to be a force for good?
Wow, that's a powerful thought.
Right.
I need to sit with that for a minute.
I think I'm going to need to spend some serious time with Sierra Clubbing
Yes.
and TATANKA's website to fully digest all of this.
I'm right there with you.
This deep dive has definitely given me a lot to think about.
Me too. And isn't that the mark of truly great art?
Ooh.
It stays with you long after you've experienced it. It sparks new ideas and conversations.
It really does. Well said.